Hey cruisers, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing great. We popped on a few moments early. It was just one of those days where we were actually ready, so we thought we would go for it. Hope everyone's doing awesome. I know we're having a lot of heat waves all over the US and Canada. We've got a lot of folks just kind of boiling, and there I go again with my audio. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that.
Hey cruisers.
Oh, I'm just having a hard time getting it to mute. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I did that on Amazon Live earlier too. So how's everybody doing today? What is on your mind when you're thinking about cruising? Are you thinking about Alaska? Are you going to Alaska this year? Are you thinking about packing challenges? Fill me in. Let me know what your thoughts are and what you're up to. And a big warm thank you to our backstage crew. As you guys saw from our thumbnail image this week, we kind of splashed that all over. If you're part of our Patreon community, be sure to say hello and let us know that you're here by typing in crew into the chat, and let's get started with the Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to type question. If you want to do it in all caps, you're not going to offend us even a little bit. We don't mind at all. Dana says hello from Texas. Hi, Dana. How are you doing? Nice to see you here today. Thanks for popping in. Will's here. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Christine. Oh, yes. So Susan said, we've been loving following along with you to Alaska. Thank you so very much, Susan. We are back. We've been back for a week, and it feels like we've been back for 16 years. We've had so much work to do this week. It's like, I would love to be back, A, in the cool Alaska weather, and B, just be back on a ship. It would be so great. Love seeing our backstage crew, and I'm seeing some new faces here today. If we have any newbies in the chat, definitely, or if you're watching this on the replay, let us know if you're new to our community. Please introduce yourself. That's awesome. Travels with Tisa. Why is this happening, guys?
It's great to have you here. I'm Sherry. Oops. My audio. My apologies.
What is happening? Wow, that was crazy. My computer just played back the same incident where I had this audio problem earlier on Amazon Live. It's like it's out to get me. I can't get my, my mute button won't work, hun. It won't engage like it's, I think I'll just drag the cursor. Let me try that and see if that works. Interesting. Wow, that was weird. All right, let's see here. Ooh, Dale, that's a nice countdown. I love it. Ooh, Cheryl, that's an interesting one. Any ideas for excursions in Orlando when you have a late evening flight? Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, absolutely. So we actually, the tour that we did in Orlando with the company, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let me look at it on YouTube. Now I'm afraid to click into YouTube because I don't want anything to play again, but I think I got my mute button hooked. Let me look up my Space Coast video and see if I can find it for you. It was awesome. They pick you up down by the cruise ship and then they take you around. You can go to like a bird estuary and everything. You can get your luggage into the car and then they take you on to the airport, I think if you wanted them to, or you could just do an Uber. So let me see if I can find that activity. Yes, the 4-hour wildlife tour with Canaveral Tours. Now, if you guys have not done the Kennedy Space Center, that is amazing. Whether you are traveling with the family and you're going to be doing something with them, or it's just the two of you, Cheryl, you are going to love KSC if you haven't done it yet. Here we go. I'm putting those in the chat, and I would recommend both of those. The wildlife tour with Canaveral Tours is really relaxing and nice. It's a good way to just chill. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit worried that their website might be down. I just clicked on the link I put in there for you, Cheryl, and it looks like it was not a good link. So I'm going to go ahead and put a new link in there for Canaveral Tours, and we'll get that squared away. Yeah, okay. All good now. All right, next question comes from Wendy Roberts. Wendy says, cruising on the Allure of the Seas in a few weeks. Any tips on the ship and how to get from the airport to port? Wendy, I haven't been on Allure of the Seas. Where are you cruising from? What port? I can check, but it'd be easier if you could type it in the chat and let us know so we could help you. No matter where we're cruising from, Wendy, we typically take an Uber or a Lyft. We just do a ride share. These days it's just so much easier. But maybe let us know in the comments what your port is, and we'll see if we can help you out there. All right. Terry M said, any suggestions for tours in Vancouver? Will be there before our Alaska cruise between. Yes, Terry, one thing that you could do is you could go onto Shore Excursions group and see if they have a pre or post tour for your cruise. There is a link to Shore Excursion group in the description of this video. I am going to try to grab it for you here and just pop it in there. Yes, I found it. Let me get it in there for you. And you could try that as well. Okay, coming in there is the Shore Excursion Group link, and you could try something like that. I think that a lot of people, when they do spend the day in Vancouver, there's two ways you can do it. You can kind of walk around, go to Stanley Park, do it all on your own, or you could take a tour out to the Capilano Suspension Bridge or something like that. Midge said, hey, Sherry, how was the afternoon tea on your cruise? Oh, Midge, it was really fun. If you're talking about the afternoon tea on Holland America, it was great. It was very popular. It's a very formal tea. So they put you in the main dining room. It was very, very busy. A lot of people were really into it. So super popular. And then they serve you like a traditional tea tray. One of the things I thought was interesting is they don't give you a choice of tea flavors. They just poured you like a basic Lipton tea. But the tea tower itself was really lovely on Holland America. Christine Souter said, question, my husband and I are doing our 10th anniversary 15-day cruise, July, August. We want to do a balcony dinner. Will it fit on a regular balcony? Yes. On Enchanted Princess, the ultimate balcony dinner should fit no problem on a regular balcony. They'll make it work for you. And if the weather is bad, they can move you inside. We did that for our, we did an ultimate balcony breakfast where they had to move it inside due to weather, and it was fine. Susan said, question, best beach to go to in Aruba on your own, best way to get there, taxi or bus, been there on land, vacation, but never on a cruise. Susan, we did a beach, I'm trying to remember what the name was, in Aruba. I feel like, was it Eagle Beach or Palm Beach? Do you remember by any chance? No, I can't remember which one it was. It was just okay. We took a taxi. I thought it was kind of overpriced. If it was me, I'd try to do more of a, I would try to do more of a tour or an excursion if you could. Maybe to see a little bit more than just go to the beach because there's limited amenities at the beach. Misty Gray said, what do you think of the Clarion Hotel by the airport in Kenner, LA? And have you stayed there? Oh, Misty, I'm so sorry I haven't stayed at that one. I'm so sorry. That would be a new one. If anybody stayed there, tag Misty in your comment. Philip Hahn said, question, thinking about going on Caribbean Princess. Have you gone? No, I haven't been on Caribbean Princess. Oh, yes, actually. I take it back. Yes. Yeah, Philip, that was the one that we did the Panama Canal cruise on, and it was great. It was an older ship. I remember at the time thinking, okay, yeah, this one's a little bit older, but still great, charming, good crew at the time. It's been a really long time since we went on it. I think probably like 2017 we did the Panama Canal, but it was good. AZMJS said, just booked back-to-back on Adventure of the Seas in a solo cabin. Any experience with solo cabins? No, I haven't. I haven't done a solo cabin, but that's going to be really fun. Hey, you're lucky that you were able to snag one of those. That's really cool. Let's see here. Mikey Cheryl said, question, would you consider bringing back on Friday nights, perhaps July, a catch up and drink evening you did during COVID, like Friday Night Live? Yeah, we would totally consider that. That would be really fun. I think the Friday nights are kind of cool because it kind of kicks off the weekend, and I think everybody's in that mode, whereas Tuesday we're all like thinking about work. But yeah, I'll give that some thought, and maybe we could do like a special event or something for a month where we're home every single Friday. You know, that'd be fun, and July might be a good one for that. Thank you guys for that idea. Earl said, are there any reputable places to book excursions in Falmouth, Jamaica? Yeah, see, I know Jamaica's getting a bad rap right now, and you're right to be concerned. Although, if you really want to play it safe, Earl, go ahead and just book directly with your cruise line, okay? I think that could probably be the best way to handle things. And just in case, because I know there's some security concerns over there. Brett Parnell said, question, booked Norwegian Escape, 11-night med last night. Any tips for first cruise in Europe going to Croatia, Corfu, Malta, Italy, Cannes, and Mallorca? Wow. Brett, what an itinerary for you for your first cruise in Europe. I don't know what time of year you're going, so that's going to influence a lot of what I have to say, but pace yourself. Do not book an early cruise excursion every single day in Europe. You will wear yourself out. If it's a port-intensive cruise, build in a break where you either do not have an excursion that day or you have a break day, because you can get exhausted in Europe because there's so many ports. In Malta, I highly recommend the Rolling, was it the Rolling Geeks? Was that the name of our golf cart excursion, honey. Does that sound right? I think it's the Rolling Geeks in Malta. Let me check and see. There, yeah, it is. It's Rolling Geeks, and what they are is a self-guided golf cart tour, and they give you GPS instructions, and then you take yourself around, and it's phenomenal. You do have to get yourself there. That in of itself is a bit of an adventure, but I really do recommend that you give it a try. Nia Harris said, hey, Miss Sherry, planning a cruise for me and my boyfriend next year. I'm used to cruising, but this is his first cruise. Any recommendations? I'm open to all recommendations. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Nia. Wow, that's really broad. I'd have to ask you so many more questions, Nia. I guess one thing, maybe think about a destination that's kind of awe-inspiring or that might be awe-inspiring for him. And I don't know what that would be. Maybe it would be Alaska, since you're an experienced cruiser. Maybe you could try a place that the two of you have never done, and you could experience it new. As well. Maybe Alaska, maybe the Southern Caribbean, maybe something special like that could be nice. Hi, Oscar, I remember you. Uh-oh, okay. Let's see, so good. So Oscar, you were able to get the comedy club booked right when you got on board. Okay, cool. I'm glad. I don't think Oscar has a question. I think that was just a comment. Rachel Brad said, question, first ever cruise in July on Carnival Sunrise. I'm a little anxious about getting through security in Miami. Any tips? Rachel, you shouldn't be nervous about getting through security in Miami. You're not taking anything bad. Don't worry. You're going to be just fine. The airport is a much more scary place than the cruise terminal. So please do not stress out. You're going to be just fine. Just make sure that you are aware of Carnival's policies on what you can and cannot take on the ship. And don't let it stress you out, hon. You're going to be fine. Christine Souter said, another question, anything fun to do in San Juan? A lot of people, Christine, really walk around and just go to like the fort. It isn't within a walkable distance to the cruise ship, and go downtown. It's one of the most walkable places, so you could do that. If you've been to San Juan before and you wanted to do something different, you could book a tour and go to don't they have a rainforest there, you guys, that's really famous? That could be fun, but most people say, like, cruise around downtown and all that good stuff. Good question. I'm just glancing in the chat to see who's here. Yeah, Brenda's saying San Juan, Old City or the Fort, do a mojito tour on your own on your last. That is a very fun idea, Brenda. Good one. Seth is joining for that. He's like, yes, count me in. Sounds fantastic. Travels with Tisa said walking San Juan is so enjoyable. Well, there you go. Do a little walking tour in San Juan. You guys were caught up on questions, so feel free to type more in. We've got you. We've got plenty of time to answer questions today, and more than happy to do so. Just jump in and let us know what's on your mind. I wanted to let everybody know that I put our most recent video into the description of this video. It was a fun one. It was an old school cabin hacks video. I'm hoping my computer doesn't try to play it right now. I'm trying to avoid clicking on anything. But if anybody missed that cabin hacks video, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. You could watch that afterwards. It's cool. It's a good one. It was fun. We did a little walk around the cabin and looked at different ways to organize the vanity area, the closet area, the bathroom, all that good stuff. Yeah, Darlene said walking in San Juan too. Charles, did someone say mojitos? They did. I could go for one of those right now. Does anybody, Brenda wants to know if anybody's ever done the aquarium or science center place in Miami worth a pre-cruise visit. I've never even heard of it, Brenda, so I'm not sure. Anybody done that before? Maybe if nobody in the live stream knows. Sometimes, Brenda, what happens is after this gets saved, they'll go into the comments and they'll answer questions after the fact. It's actually kind of cool. Rachel, you're looking for some suggestions on things to do in Grand Cayman or Ocho Rios, Jamaica, two totally different places. In Ocho Rios, what I would love to see you do, if you're an adventurer, is do the Cool Blue Hole. Hey, Bruce. I have a video on the Cool Blue Hole that I will show you. It is fantastic. It's beautiful. It is just the most unique thing. I'm going to put that in there for Ocho Rios for you, okay? Coming in. Let's get that in there. Ocho Rios excursion idea. Unfortunately, it's our vlog. I'm not sure how to book it, but I think it was through Pete Taylor Tours or Taylor Tours in Ocho Rios. Grand Cayman, if you haven't done the Stingrays, you gotta do the Stingrays. Do it one time. I would recommend that you book a small group tour to do the Stingrays though. Dale Maki said, how many formal nights on a 16-day Princess Cruise? Dale, I think it's 2, but let me check. Let's see. All right, here we go. I'm looking at their FAQ section, onboard experience for formal nights, special occasions. Still looking, Dale. I think it's 2. I think it maxes out at 2, but we'll check and see. Onboard atmosphere. Boy, they are making it easy about the dress code here. Let's see. Dining and nightlife. Formal nights. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Dale. You get 3. So on a 1 to 4 day cruise with Princess, there's 0 formal nights. 5 to 6 days, there's 1. 7 to 13 days, there are 2. 14 to 20 days, there are 3. And 21 to 28 days, there are 4. And 29 plus days, there's 5 minimum. So Dale, you're getting 3 formal nights. How fun. That's cool. Gate Girl 2262, any tips for raking a 10-year-old who's slightly nervous on a cruise? I think you mean taking. My niece really wants to go, and we like Royal for wheelchair access. She's never been. Any tips for taking a 10-year-old who's slightly nervous on a cruise? Okay, a couple things. It depends on her personality. You could take a friend with her. If there's a friend that would want to go with, make sure you go through all the process. Tell her that, you know, going to the kids club is optional. She doesn't have to do it, but take her on day 1, let her register, let her kind of get familiar with the other kids and see if she likes it. Let her study the ship, let her help you plan the trip, keep her involved. That should help. Oscar said, we booked NCL for December that go to the ABC Islands. Any recommendations? Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Yes and no. We had extremely bad weather on our ABC Islands cruise back in October, so we did not do good excursions. So I'm still in a learning mode on the ABC Islands. But one thing that I would tell you is with all of them, I really think it's better to book a tour than to go to like a local beach. We went to Mambo Beach, I think, in Curacao. Oh, no. Yes, in Curacao. And that was fun, but very touristy. Everyone that we talked to that did more like a combination tour where they got to see the island, they got to see everything, they were so much happier. So I think I would book organized tours for those places if you can and really get out there and see them. Christy Burrows said, what are your favorite meals in the main dining room on a Princess Cruise? They're kind of famous for their fettuccine alfredo, Christy. It's really, really good. It's really bad for you, but it's really good. They also have a goat cheese souffle starter that is life-changing, and you must order 2 of them. If you order 1, you're just going to eat the whole thing immediately and then need to order another one. Sometimes, and I'm just telling you my little idiosyncrasy favorites on Princess. These are very, like, general. They're not, like, you know, very sweeping, but they also sometimes make homemade balsamic vinaigrettes on Princess, and they can be phenomenal. So try the vinaigrette and see if it's homemade, because sometimes it can be like the best salad dressing you've ever had. Travels with Tisa said, we've traveled to and cruised out of New York City, but we're doing a back-to-back out of Brooklyn. So any recommendations of what to do for a day in Brooklyn near the cruise port, specifically Brooklyn? You guys, I haven't spent time in Brooklyn specifically, but I'm sure that if I were you, I would probably, I don't think you need to get a tour guide or anything like that. I think some of the top things to do, if you can get out of Brooklyn, maybe there might be things that you might want to do even more. But I'm sure that there's incredible neighborhoods. I'm looking at a little information here about Brooklyn and some things to do. You know, one thing, I don't think you're going to have time to do a Broadway show, but when I went to Brooklyn, that was pretty crazy cool. If you can get over to the Empire State Building, that's always fun. And if you can do a harbor tour of any, like a tour of the Hudson, that's really nice too. I don't know, none of those things are specifically in Brooklyn, but maybe we could get some folks in the chat to put some Brooklyn ideas in. Oh no. Okay, Nessa said we've got Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, October, and Princess. Any recommendations for fun excursions? No, definitely do excursions. And we have a bunch of vlogs, Nessa, on all of those ports that you can go watch. Just search for Cabo, Vallarta, Mazatlan on our channel, and you'll find lots of things to do. Here's my favorites. Puerto Vallarta, I love zip lining. That's a really good one. I also love doing an all-inclusive day pass at a resort. There's a few of them. The Now Amber is wonderful, and the Hyatt Ziva is also wonderful. The cruise lines sell day passes, day pass tours to like the Hyatt Ziva, but you booking it on your own and taking a taxi, you get to stay as long as you want, and it's a better value. Cabo, just take a water taxi to Medano Beach, Medano. And then Mazatlan, I would do like a, I would do a little island tour or something. Mr. Cruise Tips TV told me that there's a New Yorker in the house, and his name is Tommy from Always Be Booked. He said, hold on, did someone say Brooklyn? Okay, Tommy, help us out here. What should our community member do in Brooklyn? And Tommy, it's good to see you, bud. It's been a long time. We got to catch up soon. If you guys aren't familiar with Tommy's podcast, Tommy runs the Always Be Booked podcast, and it is a ton of fun. He also has a Patreon himself. Okay. Stephen Hogg said, have you ever went to Cape Liberty Port? No, I haven't. I'm sorry. I feel like there's so many things today that I haven't done. I feel bad. Any Cape Liberty folks in there? Chris is here from Down Under. Chris says, question, Princess Cruises have self-serve laundry as I've never done laundry on a cruise. What's a tip for doing laundry on a cruise? Ah, yes. The tip for doing laundry on a cruise is there's 2 tips. Number 1, take your own laundry detergent, and number 2, take a pop-up laundry hamper to carry your laundry to and fro the old laundromat if you must. We do laundry every single time we cruise, either ourselves or we'll buy it if we have to. Man, I gotta tell you guys, Holland America will spoil you forever and ever. Holland America has an unlimited laundry package for the entire cabin for $59. I don't know anybody who wouldn't want someone to do their laundry every day. We got our laundry done every day for $59 for the whole entire week. I just don't even know how that's possible for the whole cabin, not per person. Chad and Matthew Cruz said, how do you predict formal nights on Princess when making dining reservations? Yes, it's usually like the 2nd or 3rd night and then the 4th or 5th. It is tough. You're usually going to have it on one of the days that's a C day. You can almost always count on that being a formal night. Never the first night, but a lot of times it can be the first day of the cruise. But it does vary. The other thing you can do is go onto a message board, Cruise Critic, cruiseline.com, jump onto one of those and just ask people, say, hey, what have you done, lately on your cruise? What were the formal nights? Give me your newsletters. Like, ask someone to scan you the newsletters. You guys, Tommy is weighing in with some New York advice. I do want to stop the show for a moment and stop the show. Let's stop the show for Tommy. Let me stop the questions and read Tommy's New York advice. He said, I'd stay in Manhattan. There's a lot to do in Brooklyn, but it's very boutique and hipster. Stay in the city and Uber to the port the day of. Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's what we did too. We stayed in Times Square and then Ubered to the port. It was fine. It was totally fine. Midge is saying, you guys, Cape Liberty has quick embarkation and plenty of parking. Thank you, Midge. Loretta Segura said, question, have you been to Falmouth, Jamaica? Recommendations for excursions in April? I have never been to Falmouth, but you can usually access a lot of the same places you can in Ocho Rios. They're just farther, so I'm still going to recommend the cool Blue Hole. Margie said, how formal is formal night on Princess? It can be as formal or as informal as you want it to be. It doesn't have to be crazy dressy like it used to be, and I don't want anybody hating on me for this, but there are people who dress it down a little bit. I wouldn't go in jeans and a t-shirt or anything like that, but if you wanted to do like a pantsuit and a sweater, you could probably dial it back. Oh no, Michelle's getting into it with Tommy about Coney Island and Brooklyn and all the hipster stuff. Sarah said, what were your favorites about your recent HAL trip? Oh my goodness, Holland America is amazing, you guys. Holland America, one of my favorite things is the small ship size. My husband loves that about them too. They're really nice mid-sized ships. Secondly, that laundry service is pretty darn phenomenal. But the thing I really love about Holland America, it's the cabins. They have bathtubs in them. They're big. The balconies are oversized, especially in the older ships that we were on. We were on Westerdam and Eurodam, built in 2007 and 2004. And they're just bigger and they're more comfortable. They're really nice, Sarah. Holland America is wonderful. Coney Island. Oh my gosh. Jerome is weighing in on those formal nights, saying that formal nights are usually on the sea days with Princess. Yeah. Mary Ellen said there's more variety in Manhattan, but definitely be careful. Be back in on time. Yeah. I could see that. Maurice, you're going to love Holland America. It's really fun. It's a great cruise line. It's definitely more adult, right? I mean, we had two very different experiences with our teen on two ships, two just right back-to-back weeks. One of them on Eurodam, there were tons of teens. There was an operating teen club, and then on Westerdam the next week, the teen club was shut down, and there were very few kids. He didn't make any friends. So it's like you just never know. But it's really incredible. Holland America is really incredible for Alaska. They do a phenomenal job. Okay, cool. So there you go, Tisa. Tommy said, yeah, Uber around. Okay, then you're good. Then go enjoy all the hipster goodness that is Brooklyn. There's a lot to do there, that's for sure. All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up unless anybody else has any more questions. We are going to head on over to Amazon after this for a quick live stream. Let me get you that link. I've got to find it. Please forgive me as I search for that. And we will hopefully see you all over there for a quick deals live stream. There's some really great things on sale right now on Amazon. Maurice, thank you so much for watching all of our Alaska videos. We had so much fun up there, and there's still more Alaska content coming. I've got an Alaska cruise outfits video coming. We've just got a lot more coming. You're going to love it. Nisa said, do you like the change Princess did to their main dining room, splitting into reservation walk-in anytime? I can't say that I've tried it thoroughly enough to make a judgment on that, because when I was on Sun Princess, it was a 5-day press trip and it was way too short. So I personally don't know if I can weigh in on that. Mike and Cheryl, how did you guys like the new split dining thing when you guys were on your recent Princess cruise? If Mike and Cheryl are still tuned in, maybe they can answer. Yes, Tisa, take your hipster beanie. Yeah, you know, Dale, that's a good time to choose to do the laundry. I love it when Mike and Cheryl speak French to me. I love it. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for joining us. I know you're working time. I think we're caught up on questions, y'all. Yeah, good to go. Oh, no, we've got Stacia in the house. Stacia said, first-time cruiser, what line would you recommend? It really depends on so many things about you, Stacia. Stacia, let me give you a breakdown on the major cruise lines really quickly, and you can kind of decide, okay? Carnival is generally everybody's first cruise. Carnival markets themselves to cruisers, and it's like the fun ships for a reason. Carnival is a good value. It is fun. It is a classic cruise experience in the sense that they have killer sail-away parties. There's a lot of traditional things about it, but I wouldn't recommend a short Carnival cruise because that's going to mean like mega party cruise. I would do like a 7-night Carnival cruise on a really new ship, like one of the Excel class ships or something like that. Royal Caribbean, super ultra modern right now, more expensive. Norwegian and Royal Caribbean, I'm going to lump together and say modern, beautiful ships. Norwegian has some really nice promotions right now for free at sea that you can get a lot for your money on a Norwegian cruise. You can have a drink package, you can have some Wi-Fi included, you can have some excursion credit and even some dining, and you can really have a grand cruise on Norwegian right now for a little bit less. And then if you're looking for more of a mature upscale experience, we've got Princess, Holland America, and Celebrity that do things a little bit more on the premium side, and the demographic runs older, generally 50 plus. So I don't know if that helps you to kind of break it down. I know that that was a really quick and dirty kind of Stacia, a little outline of the cruise lines, but hopefully that helps you. But it really depends on what you're looking to do. Like Jerome said, depends on what you're interested in doing. So, but like Jerome said, don't do a short Carnival cruise. It'll be a booze cruise. Okay? But Carnival's a lot of fun, I will tell you. Nicole said that Royal was her first cruise and she loved it. Vitrin said Disney was their first, Carnival ever since, waiting to book Royal Caribbean. See, that's interesting. That's interesting that you went on Disney and then you switched over to Carnival. Carnival's affordable, generally speaking, but do not overlook the premium lines. Holland America, Princess, and Celebrity can be great options if you're more mature and you're wanting to cruise with fewer children, not no children, but fewer children. There's also Virgin. Podcast coming out tomorrow with one of a very special guest on Virgin Voyages. Maybe you'll find that Virgin is right for you. It's not right for everyone, but it's some people's absolute fave. So you can take a look and take a listen to that podcast tomorrow. Just search Cruise Tips TV Unplugged anywhere you listen to podcasts. With that, friends, we're heading over to Amazon Live now. Please come join us for a quick shopping experience. I do have some great travel items, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Until next time, see you on the high seas. Bye.
Cruise around the week.
Hey, click me to subscribe.